Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Daniela, the vegan mom, and it's actually very late in the night and I'm just wearing my pajamas. But there's something on my heart that I wanted to discuss with you and talk to you about, and that is, can dogs actually be vegan? And I wanted to start with my own dogs. Now right here I have little Chi-Chi. Her name is Chi-Chi. And Chi-Chi is 14 years old. And my other dog, Baby, is about 10 years old. They're both rescue dogs. Now Chi-Chi, she came to us 14 years ago. I was at the park with my kids. And some family said they didn't want her anymore. She was just a little 6-month-old puppy. And the family said, hey, we don't want her. Here she is, so we're going to leave her in the park. And of course, the beautiful little girl, we couldn't just abandon her in the park, so we picked her up and took her home, and she has been vegan ever since. Like I said, she's 14 years old. She has been vegan for, well, maybe not for the first 6 months of her life, because she was living with this horrible family who just was going to abandon her. But ever since she's been with us, for the last 14 years, she has been fully vegan. And I have to say, she has never been sick. Her fur is still very nice and shiny. Of course, she's going gray, like all of us will when we get very old. But she's never had cancer or any kind of tumors. She still has that spunky puppy energy. And yeah, of course, you know, since she's very old, there are signs that she's slowing down. And the only problem that she's having right now, she can't really hold her urine for as long as she used to be able to when she was younger. But again, that's understood because she is near the end of her life. But like I said, she has never been to the vet because she's never been sick. So yeah, in the last 14 years, she has been to the vet maybe 4 times. And it was nothing ever serious or major. Just I took her for regular checkups, or if she just looked like she wasn't feeling well. But yeah, in 14 years, the fact that she has been almost never sick is actually a big accomplishment. And I contribute that to the fact that she is on a vegan diet. And my other dog, Baby, who's actually a pit bull, but we call her Baby, she has also been on a vegan diet ever since we had her. This is my vegan dog. She eats lettuce. Yay, Baby, good job. Good job, yay. Now she came into our lives when she was about 1 year old. That's what the vet is guessing. She was about a year old. And the way we found her is, one day I was driving down the road with my daughter, and this dog was galloping toward my car. And my daughter was like, Mom, don't hit the dog. And I was like, of course I'm not going to hit the dog. So I had to stop my car because she was directly coming toward me. And so my daughter gets out of the car and puts this big pit bull into my car. And I was like, what are you doing? We can't just pick up every stray dog on the road. And my daughter's like, yeah, but Mama, I just don't want her to get hit by a car. And because there was a really big major street behind us. And so we made every effort to find the owner by putting up posters and advertisements, but to no avail. After about several months of advertising her to let people know that we found a dog, well, nobody came to claim her, and guess what? She ended up with us, and she's been such a good dog. And again, she also has been with us, you know, for the last 10 years now, and she has been on a vegan diet ever since. And her fur is really shiny. She has never been sick. She doesn't have any cancers or tumors. And again, she has never been to the vet actually, except for the very first time when we first got her, just to evaluate her to see if she has a chip in her somewhere, to locate the owner, or just to kind of see how old she may be. And she was approximately a year old. But anyway, the one thing that I have to tell you about the vegan diet, it is okay to feed them vegan food, because my dogs are actually proof, as long as it comes from a good company that puts the right vitamins and minerals and the right nutrients in it, and as long as the food is bioavailable, because it has to obviously be able to be digested by their digestive system. So as long as the food is, balanced, it is okay to make your dog vegan. And I know you might be saying, oh, but the wolf wasn't vegan and they're carnivores and the dog comes from the wolf. And yes, that is true. The wolf doesn't have the same digestive enzymes and the same genes anymore as our domesticated dogs, because dogs over the years have been domesticated, and their digestive tract and their enzymes and their genes are completely different than that of a wolf. And the domesticated dog is able to just digest starches like the wolf can't do it as well. But it is true that the wolf also does eat fruits and vegetables and grasses and leaves and nuts and seeds. And even the puppies, after the mama wolf bites open the stomach and the intestines of the prey, the puppies go in there and eat the vegetables and the grass, the plant stuff out of the intestines. So that proves that they're not just carnivore, but they are also eating a lot of plants and a lot of vegan food. So, but like I said, our domesticated dogs, they can be 100% vegan, and my dogs are proof of that. And there has been done a lot of research. There is a veterinary researcher, I can't remember his name right now. I'm going to look him up for you real quick. Hang on, I'll be right back. So his name is Andrew Kite, and that is spelled Knight. Kite. I think that's how it's pronounced, right? No, not kite, Knight. I think in English it's pronounced Knight. So Knight, Knight. Andrew Knight. You can look him up for yourself and study his research. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of things because that's super boring, and it's not really necessary here on this video, because the proof is in the pudding. I mean, the proof is my own dogs. They have been vegan all of their lives. They've never been sick. They have almost never been to the vet. I mean, my pit bull has never been to the vet, and my little 14-year-old Chiweenie, like I said, she's only been maybe like 4 times in the last 14 years. But there is a lot of research that you can look up for yourself, and that proves that our domesticated dogs can be fully vegan. Hang on, let me just put this computer down because it's getting hot and heavy. And I need to go get a drink of water because it is so hot here in the desert. And there's nothing like a nice cup of water. So refreshing to have some nice water. Where were we? Yeah, we were about the research. So like I said, you can do your own research. And the other issue is, it's an ethical issue as well. Are the cows and the pigs and the sheep and the chickens and the fish less important than our dogs and cats? I don't think so. I think they deserve to live as well. The cows and the pigs and the sheep and the chickens and the fish, their lives are important to them and they don't want to die. And then here comes that same problem with the slaughterhouse industry and the farm factoring, where these animals are completely brutalized and these horrific crimes are committed against them. And they're just being brutally murdered. And for what? For us and for our pets? Is that right? It's not. Especially now that we know that our pets are so domesticated and so far removed from what the wolf used to be. It's basically not okay to be thinking, oh, our pets are obligatory carnivores. No, they're not anymore. And for that very reason, you really do need to consider making your dogs vegan. And I want to show you in a minute what kind of food I'm using for my dogs, so you at least have a resource, okay? So let me go get that food and I'll be right back. The babies are sleeping because it is so late in the night. So the company that I'm buying my dog food from is called Paco. Pawco. And no, I'm not affiliated with them and I'm not getting paid to make this video. I just really like their dog food because it's just so good for my dogs. And I really like this food and I wanted to show you what it is. So I buy two different types. I buy these green bites. Can you see? They're called green bites. And then I buy these Lux bites. So green bites and Lux bites. And this is actually soft food, which is great for older dogs or dogs that are starting to have problems with their teeth. I don't know if you can feed it to puppies, but probably you can. But you can also contact a company. They're really great with their customer service. They answer right away. They will tell you what you can and cannot feed your dogs. And like I said, it's really important that the dog food, the vegan dog food, has the right vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in it, that it's balanced, and that it is bioavailable, meaning that it's digestible for your dog. And I have noticed my dogs go to the bathroom at least twice a day, and their poop probably doesn't stink as bad as the poop from dogs that just are eating meat. And you know, if you have ever seen the poop of horses or cows, when it breaks apart, it's all kind of green in the middle. And that's what I have noticed with my dog's poop. You know, when I go to pick it up, I let it sit for a while. Sorry, we're talking about poop here. I let it sit for a while because, you know, I pick it up, put it in bags, and I just don't want it to ferment in the bags. So anyway, but when I do pick it up and it breaks apart, I can see it's kind of more greenish inside. And it, like I said, it's probably also not stinking as bad as the poop from dogs that are eating just a carnivore diet. And the other food that I'm giving my bigger dog, so the soft food I'm just giving to my older dog because she's really old and she has trouble eating at this point because some of her teeth are gone, and yeah, she just can't chew those hard pebbles anymore like she was able to when she was younger. But the other food company that I'm using is Natural Balance. Here, I'll show you. Right here. Natural Balance. Comes in this big bag. And I ordered that from Amazon. And let me show you. It's these, can you see? These pebbles. And they're pretty hard. And since the Paco food is a little bit more pricey than this food, what I do is I take a cup of these pebbles, I put them in a glass bowl, and then I heat up a good amount of water and bring it to a boil, and then I pour the boiling water over this of this cup of these pebbles, and then let it sit for about an hour, and this becomes basically mush. It becomes very, very soft. And then I mix this with the soft Paco food for my older dog. And then also for snacks, my dogs like zucchini and apples and cucumber and melons. They even like lettuce. Well, my big dog, she likes the whole piece of lettuce, and my little dog, she just likes the little ribs that are like in the middle of the lettuce. And I cut it up into little pieces for her and feed it to her either like that or put it in the dog food. And yeah, either I give it to them as a snack, and also my little dog has a little bit more of a sophisticated palate, I would say. She doesn't like to eat her food unless I put something else in it, whether it's a little bit of cooked pasta or a little bit of mashed potatoes, or if I just put like carrots or apples or some melons into it, or a little bit of bread. So yeah, this is basically what I give my dog as a snack. Because when you go to the store and you get these carnivore snacks, they're very expensive. And instead, just cut yourself an apple, which is good for your own health, and then give some of that to your dog, and they will appreciate it. Or cut up a carrot and eat it and give some of it to your dog, or cucumbers or zucchini or melons, whatever you're eating at the moment that's also good for your dogs. I mean, don't give them like citrus fruit. That's obviously not good for them. But apples and melons, that's okay to feed them. Hang on, I'm going to put this dog food away because it smells a little bit and I don't want to smell it while I'm making this video. Hang on, be right back. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to tell you about this Paco food, it comes frozen and I keep it in the freezer. I just defrost one of them at a time, and they last me about a week, one of them. And then 1 week I fix them, maybe the Lux Bites, and the next week I fix my little dog the Green Bites. So I alternate between the two of them. And so I just take it out the night before, let it defrost, and then the next morning we have our nice vegan soft dog foods. And like I said, I mix it up with a natural balance, and that way my dogs have some really amazing nutritious food. Okay? And yes, I have to admit, buying from these smaller dog food companies is more expensive than going and buying from these huge conventional mega companies. But when you look at, if you're feeding your dogs this disgusting conventional food, which is, it probably just has the butt and the ears and the snout and whatever else that's disgusting from the animal is in that dog food. So you're really giving your dog something really horrible to eat if you're doing just conventional dog food. And just like humans, if the dogs get this conventional dog food, they're gonna eventually develop cancer and tumors and just all kinds of, and arthritis, and they're getting fat and they're getting diseased, just like the humans do when they're on this carnivore diet. And have you looked at the vet bills? Just a regular office visit at a vet is like what, $120, maybe $180? And then not to mention the blood tests, which are usually about what, $500? And the urine tests, and then the medications they're giving your dogs. I mean, it is easier just to spend a little bit of extra money on some good food, and then your dog never goes to the vet, or you're saving a little bit of money over here on the dog food, but then in the end, you're going to be spending so much money on vet bills. So just go get the vegan food and keep your dogs healthy and happy, and stay away from supporting these industries that are brutalizing and brutally murdering these innocent, sentient farm animals who don't want to die. They want to live. They value their own lives. And it's actually against God's will to be killing animals and to be eating them. So we should not feed them to our dogs because we think it's necessary. No, it's not necessary. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments below, what kind of dog do you have? What do you feed them? You know, how healthy are they? Just let me know a little bit about your pets. I would really love to know. And let me know, are you willing to switch over maybe to a vegan diet for your dogs? And if you need some extra help or advice, just contact me. I do have a contact form in the comments as well, which actually leads to my workshop called Back to the Garden of Eating. And if you're interested in that, I invite you to come attend that workshop. Just sign up for it, and then there's also a comment section where you can write in the comment section, I'm also interested in the vegan dog food, tell me more about it. And I will send you all this information, okay? But anyway, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I think I need to go to sleep now. So I'm going to be ending this video. Please like and subscribe and become part of our vegan tribe. And until I see you in the next video, may you be well and may you know peace. Bye for now.